poor camera quality. Whatever the fuck. More fun doing something than nothing. Anyway, so what is health? I've been going through this for the past 7 years. What is health? Well, most basic stuff is you follow nature, right? So maybe in nature you don't have these balance balls, but we've been walking around in shoes and sitting on chairs for many years now, so we kind of fucked up our bodies quite a bit. So these are really helpful. It's a very good thing. Another thing you would do is walking barefoot or getting barefoot shoes, preferably on ground that's not flat, like in the forest. It's really just kind of basic. Best thing you can do is eat where you're at. What would nature provide? What would nature actually provide? And if you look at it in a store, you don't really find many things that nature would actually provide. In my store here, I'd find fish, I'll find wild meat, I'll find like coconut and some other stuff that might be around on other places though, but that might be very beneficial for human body as a fuel source. But so I'd start with getting out in nature. That's probably key number one, and oxygenizing your body by learning to breathe. Check out the Wim Hof breathing method. It's very simple. You just take 30 deep breaths like this. Full inhale and release. You can do it through your nose, your mouth. You don't want to force it, just relax. You do that about 30-40 times, and then you let go last time. You just hold that breath. Feel the tingling and the sensations, and feel the energy flowing through your body. And then when you feel like taking a breath in, you take a deep breath in, hold that for 10-15 seconds, and yeah, that's a round. You might want to check out videos on that. Also, checking out cold exposure is a great thing if your body is strong enough to handle that. If you're really weak, it might be a good idea to start very gently, or just in general, if you never did cold exposure, you might want to start really gently. And this is also just a thing of nature, right? We would always have been exposed to cold in these northern climates, at least during big parts of the year. So you want air, you want nature, you want grounding. Best thing would be to just get out on the ground and walk barefoot in nature, or you can just lay down on the ground, or you can look into grounding sheets and all these kind of things if you're living in a city. But seriously, just like getting out and having direct contact with the earth for at least 30 minutes a day, that'll do wonders for your health, for your body. And eat natural, and you can take that as far as you want. I would start with removing all additives and all non-organic foods. You want to go organic, additive free, and that means you have to check every fucking label if you go shopping in the store, because you have to check the label. You can't expect anything that you would suppose to be natural being natural. And if it says natural something on the list of, you just get things with one ingredient that doesn't really have an ingredient list on the backside. That'll be the best thing. Better yet is to get things that are grown locally. Like right now, I'm mostly sustaining on raw milk, wild meat, and maybe little vegetables. And I get some things from faraway lands that I find very beneficial, like cacao and cacao butter, coconut flakes and coconut oil, and maybe some herbs and berry powders and stuff. But I don't really use those much anymore because I find they stress my body. Me being a Caucasian, I find many Caucasian people going on all these kind of like diets that dietary experts, they say this is best, that is best. I find the best thing is to just look to the native peoples and see what they did. And the fact is, I used to think humans were all fruitarian. If you look to fruitarian peoples, they're physically not that strong. Weston A. Price, if you're interested in nutrition, you want to look into him. He was an American dentist who traveled around the world trying desperately to find actually a vegetarian population, but he didn't really find any. And when he did find one more plant-based, he found tribes close by, eating more animal foods that were stronger and healthier. So all this shit about meat causing cancer is just bullshit. It's just find me a study done on proper meat, grass-fed or wild meat that you haven't overcooked or processed in some kind of way, and get back to me if you do find that, because I don't think it really exists from my current understanding. So you want breath, you want grounding, you want to be exposed to natural surroundings, you want movement, so you can do yoga, you can do qigong, you can just walk. Easiest thing is just walking, because we really come from walking many hours daily, and that's like a natural qigong that'll preferably though in not in flat shoes on flat ground, but on more natural surfaces. So you can walk, you can just like getting all the limbs moving, the joints. You want to move the joints, just circulating the joints gently, the toes, the wrists of the foot, the knees, and the hip, and you get the idea. The neck, shoulders, all the joints, because that's where you have like the lymph fluids go through there. Lymph is 75% of the bodily fluids. It's the sewage system. So if you don't move, you'll get fucked by toxicity that is all around us these days, because we kind of poison the earth that we live on. It's a silly move by humans. So you want to move, you want to breathe, get out in nature, eat somewhat natural. Try that and you'll probably feel pretty good. But let's not forget some really, really important points, which would be community. You need community, right? You need to surround yourself with people that you feel good hanging around. Whatever that means for you. Realize that your friends, like Don Pena, this guy, he's a billionaire, says, "Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future." And that's very, very true. Like, you will become like the people you hang around. So be aware of that. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good summary of what health is to begin with, you know. And you can dive deeper into dietary things, but it's really just about moving the energy around in a way that when you feel good, that's a sign that you're doing something correctly. But in these days, you kind of have to do that with awareness, because I was eating loads of sugary fruit all day, and I thought I was feeling great, and I was all isolated, but that was just like doing drugs, you know. And I still use stimulants. I use tobacco, like wild tobacco and coffee, sometimes coffee and some chocolate and stuff like that. But I'm very aware now that it puts some kind of stress on my body, and you want to find out. Just know this: if you get symptoms, something's off, right? If your body's breaking down, something's off. If you feel great and you look healthy, and yeah, those are just good signs. If you feel bad for whatever reason, that's obviously a sign of something not being in place. You might just need to have a walk, get out in nature, get some sunlight, go meet some people, or eat something. The whole fasting business is kind of overhyped, you know. Fasting is great if you're able to handle it, but not like if you're hungry, eat. That's your body telling you to eat. Fuck what other people says about that. Yeah. I'll sign out saying hi to the pine tree.